I incorrectly thought that I was going to love the Wahoo Bobcat. This sounded like something I would absolutely adore. And unfortunately, because of one very poor decision that they made, I found this to be insufferable. And my advice is to watch it with the sound off, because visually it's very, very pleasant. This was released in 1963. It's a Disney film. I'm not sure who it's directed by. That information isn't presently available, but if I can find that out, I will put the information in the description. It's narrated by Rex Allen, who has a wonderful voice for narration, but I found the narration to be insufferable, and I will expand on that in a moment. It is very reminiscent of the Disney nature documentaries directed by James Alger, the ones that are often narrated by Winston Heibler. I'm a very big fan of those. So as I said, I was really looking forward to this, and I love big cats. I think bobcats are absolutely beautiful. However, they keep referring to the bobcat as the tiger. And when I say they refer to it as the tiger every 30 to 40 seconds, it's not an exaggeration. It is based on the book. It's based on the children's story by Joseph Wharton Lippincott. And that's particularly significant because I did a teeny tiny bit of research to try and work out why they were referring to this character as the tiger. And what I concluded was that the characters in the book refer to the bobcat as the tiger. And if it had only been the characters in the film referring to it as the tiger, that would have been okay, because it would have just been the character's way of speaking. Yes, it's inaccurate, but it's just the way they refer to this cat. But the narrator also refers to the bobcat as the tiger. And that's factually inaccurate. And it's annoying. And as I said, it is every 30 to 40 seconds. It's the tiger this, the tiger that. It's not a tiger, stop calling it. It would have been maybe okay if they'd referred to it as tiger, no definite article, because that would be the name of the bobcat. They decided to call the bobcat tiger. And I maybe could have got on board with that. It still would have been annoying, but it would have been excusable. So had it just been the characters, or had they called it tiger, it would have been okay. But they refer to this bobcat as the tiger multiple times. By way of example, they say things like, there's still plenty of tiger in the old bobcat yet, and the tiger stirred himself awake. No, it didn't. The bobcat stirred himself awake. And initially I thought, did they just not know the difference? But then, as I said, I did a bit of Googling and found that the characters in the book do apparently refer to the character as the tiger. So again, had the characters, the human characters in this, just called him the tiger, which they do, that would have been okay, because it would have just been their quirky name for it. But the narrator is meant to give factual information. It's supposed to steer the story in a fun, engaging, educational way. And instead it's just factually inaccurate and exceedingly annoying. And the reason I'm putting so much emphasis on this is because it is unwatchable. I mean, if you don't care about it, then I'm sure it'll be fine. But if it's something that's going to annoy you as well, it makes it unwatchable. The story itself is about a bobcat and somebody who used to hunt bobcats, and the potential relationship that develops and their interactions. And as I said, it's very much like a nature documentary with James Alger, where it's just a bunch of footage of a bobcat, beautiful footage, gorgeous, gorgeous creature, with a story constructed around it. And we also have some other animals, some beautiful shots of nature, and that's why I recommended just turning the sound off and not listening to it, and just enjoying the beautiful visuals, the gorgeous bobcat. And it's unfortunate as well, because Rex Allen does have a really beautiful voice. He's narrated a few other Disney things, and he is lovely to listen to, but not when he's repeatedly calling the bobcat the tiger. So do I recommend it? Only with the sound off, not with the sound on. The story itself is fine. The camera work's great. We have some nice close-ups. We have some wider shots. We have loads of different animals and aspects of nature. It's gorgeous to look at. It's infuriating to listen to. As I said, if it had just been the characters calling it the bobcat, the tiger rather, or if they'd just referred to it as tiger, as in, this is Tiger, the bobcat, could have got on board with that. But no, they keep saying the tiger, it's a bobcat. So I won't go on about it anymore. Only watch it if you're going to turn the sound off, or I guess if you don't care about them calling it the tiger. It's not good. They completely ruined it. Every 30 to 40 seconds they refer to the bobcat as the tiger. It's an insufferable experience, but the footage is gorgeous. So maybe put on a song that you like, enjoy the footage. You won't be missing too much. The story's not so phenomenal that it's worth persevering. But the bobcat is gorgeous. I don't recommend it, but I do recommend having a look at the footage.